You got that thing where you light the powder. That's great.
Is it okay if we recorded anything?
I feel like I'm teaching a class.
Okay, should be good. I guess. Let's see if we can get.
He wants to know if you
one
can
more
record, by the way.
What's that?
He wants to know if he can record.
No.
If you can record. Yeah, well, you started anyway. Might as well.
Like Doug Walker wants to be on the internet.
Let's interrupt.
I don't want to see an ad playing before this on YouTube, though.
Don't worry, you
At
won't.
no point, I cannot stand advertising before my videos, okay? It just, if I had an ad block, oh, wait. That's fine.
I would like to open by saying I deny all allegations. Every single one of them. Except for the ones involving Doug.
I would like to reiterate, I did not have sex with that woman. She wasn't. It turns out she wasn't. So, you know, joke's on me.
I love how you hold up the pony like, yeah!
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of fun with you.
Okay, so this
Is it true MLP stands for My Little Pony? Okay.
Okay, so this is movies everybody disagrees with you on. This is a panel actually not as much about us, but very much about you guys. This is a panel where we go around.
We're out of here.
We go around, we talk about movies that either you love and everybody else hates, or you hate and everybody else loves, and the purpose of the panel is to show that, you know, you can get in fights and you can say, oh, you're wrong about something, but you can't be wrong about it.
Wait a minute.
Yes, you can. You know you can.
Is she a banana?
You're wrong. It's wrong. That's my opinion, so I'm right.
Doug, you liked the new Karate Kid movie. Your opinion
I
is
did!
no wait.
That contradicts everything the internet has taught me!
So, whoop, and someone texted me. I don't care.
It's your mom!
What if it wasn't?
She's right behind you.
What a twist!
My mom is here and she texted me, shut up that guy who said it's your mom. Okay, so this is, and this is about just talking about films and saying, like, you know, if you like something, go ahead and like it. If you dislike it, go ahead and dislike it. What I always find about it, wait a second.
We haven't started!
Sorry.
I always find about when you talk about movies, especially if you disagree, is that actually you can find out more about the person, you know, by disagreeing on something.
Never
there could
good
be
things either.
there can be something that maybe they enjoy because they connect to it on a way that maybe you didn't know about them, or they dislike it because there's something they feel strongly about, maybe you didn't know they feel very strongly about, all sorts of stuff like that. So the idea is not to talk about getting fisticuffs or anything like that, like I'm a 40s boxer, but very much like, yeah, just a chance to go around and actually use your disagreements to find out more about each other than to start fights, pretty much. And to begin, we're all going to go down the line, we're all going to mention a movie that everyone disagrees with us on, because even we have movies that, you know, everybody disagrees with us on. And we will start with Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
Wake up!
Oh, sorry. One movie that I actually had thought about, that I look on IMDb and I look on Rotten Tomatoes and I'm surprised that people didn't like this film. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's called The Warrior's Way. I liked it. I liked the film. I thought it was a pretty good film. It's a film created by people from South Korea, but they brought it to America with American actors and everything. And I thought it was a pretty good film, but I think there wasn't a lot of logic behind it. There was a lot of beauty. There was a lot of things that just weren't logically possible. And I think that's probably one of the reasons people didn't like it. If you guys haven't seen the film, check it out. It has a lot of Korean cinematography, or Eastern cinematography, I should say. But I think it just could not work well with the Western culture. But if you ever have a chance, check it out. It's a pretty good film. It reminds me of films like Cashern, or what was one? There was another Korean. There was a Korean film.
5 seconds.
4, 3,
Honey, help me.
2, 1. Ding, 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 ding.
You remember that movie? It's hilarious.
I have no love.
Okay.
Okay, better.
Can you pass those to me?
Movie. I'll try to pick a recent one because a lot of people know like the older ones I've done.
Thank you so much.
One movie I saw recently, I really liked. I was sort of shocked to see a lot of people couldn't get behind, or they thought it sucked, or it was just okay, or whatever. I really liked Ender's Game. It's this movie that I know is from pretty much an author who's like a friggin' Nazi, but the actual story itself I thought was really engaging and really fascinating, and I liked the actors that they picked. I liked the actor playing the kid, and I thought it really picked this idea of, sort of being like the chosen one, whatever, but sort of the responsibility of it, and he's literally just someone they chose. I mean, I know it's not like the prophecy said. It was more like, we're going to take a chance on this kid and throw everything into that. And just the balance that he had to keep of trying to connect with people, but also, be sort of the lone leader too. And I thought it was very fascinating. I thought it was actually a really cool movie, and I liked the twist. I liked the opening for a sequel at the end. And a lot of people, I have not read the books, so maybe that's part of why some people couldn't get behind it, but for someone who hasn't read the book, I thought it was really fascinating.
What about you?
Actually, this is hard. I wasn't thinking about this on the way here.
Somebody doesn't do
I
their
got one.
homework.
I got one. Demo reel. Say what you want about the
stole my
hackishness of the writers, but I thought overall where they were going with it, it was going someplace interesting, and then it went off. But I don't know. It's a guilty pleasure. Yeah, a couple of the characters may have been racist stereotypes, the German guy in particular, and the Irish. Yeah, and the main actor's a hack, and
But the guy playing the Italian mobster
was terrible. But overall, I think that's what guilty pleasures are about. I really enjoyed it, despite all of its issues. So,
What's it called again?
Fabrizio, Brian.
The guy with the stupid hat, he sucked.
That could be anyone at this panel. I am literally the only person in the world I know who liked this movie. Even the stars have distanced themselves from this movie, but Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Like it.
Everyone slams this movie. Everyone runs it down as a piece of crap.
There are no stupid answers, only stupid people.
Thank you. Hey. Anyway, there are always moments in movies that take you out of it, and the comparison I use is the other movie that came out right about that time was The Dark Knight. And I love The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight is a great movie. But even that had a moment that drew me out of it because of the sheer stupid. The moment where he's fighting the Joker and he has those night vision goggles on, and then all of a sudden he blinds him. He's like, why did he just take the goggles off and keep fighting? And that took me out of the movie. There was no moment in Crystal Skull that took me out of the movie. Maybe the dog doing the Tarzan thing, but but for the most part, I bought everything I saw in it. If a movie can absorb me and keep me involved in the narrative from start to finish, then that's a success in my mind. So I liked Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm the only person on the planet. They're going to put me in a museum someday, but I enjoyed it. It's been a rough year. We lost Dad.
I think we know who's on Shia LaBeouf's payroll now.
Not you.
Oh, no.
Rating last I checked.
That's my Shia LaBeouf. Jory?
It's me. I guess I'm probably the only person that didn't like The Dark Knight.
Actually, that's one that gets brought up a lot at these panels, is that there's usually a few people that don't like Dark Knight. So you're not alone. It's actually very common.
Because every time I mention it, everybody's ready to stone me and skin me alive. I don't...
Loser! She's a loser!
At least she can draw a proper arrow. What is that?
It's an infinite arrow. Ever be pointing
Jory,
at
what didn't you enjoy about it?
I think part of my problem was before I saw it, everybody was raving, it's so dark, it's so great. And I just was watching it expecting this really dark, depressing story, and I was like, but this isn't really anything other than a huge excuse to have really crappy fight scenes that mean nothing, because I'm sorry, I'm a Jackie Chan girl.
Jackie Chan!
Keeping your camera around so I can't see shit doesn't mean that it's gonna be cool. It's not for me. It doesn't work for me.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying that between the two of you, I think you've also been spoiled by a lifetime of watching horror movies. I don't think you can get dark enough in a major release.
When someone says dark, I think they have a very different idea than we do than
No
I do.
eyeballs were stabbed.
I just gotta interrupt here. I was working at FedEx Kinko's once. I wasn't employed there, but I was doing the job there, and I heard some woman saying she'd seen some like recent sci-fi horror movie or something. And said, yeah, it was really dark. Yeah,
He threw it.
your chance. I'm just
He
a
threw it.
quick anecdote.
He threw
He
it.
said it was really
He threw it.
dark. Yeah, I could barely see anything on the screen.
I don't need the mic. It's a mic though. The only thing.
Make it happen.
Speak. Damn you. Speak.
No, I'm going to also pick something I actually. Damn it. Something I didn't like that everyone else seems to like, and it's not a movie, but I feel very alone with this. I hate Buffy. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the series. See, look at him right there. He's about ready to kill me.
Don't cry. It'll be okay.
Why so serious?
It's all
I'm
right.
watching it and I just don't get
It's
it.
okay,
Buffy's
Christmas
not a
Joker.
likable character. The other cast members are fine, but I feel I'm the only one that dislikes Buffy. Everywhere I go.
Not anymore.
Finally!
Security, can we escort these two people out, please? They may need protection. So there you go. So all
Who are
those,
you
a
two,
lot of
anyway?
people were like, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's all about like just difference of opinion and stuff like that, and just sharing your ideas. So with that said, let's open it up here. Who has a movie that everyone disagrees with you on? Yeah.
Well, there's two movies, because I'm thinking one of my brother movies. And this is back when you did the first time with Disney December. Me and my brother absolutely love Hercules.
Whoa! I love Hercules too.
There's a Hercules too?
Not a prequel, not a sequel. There's the TV series when he was training.
Or are you talking Hercules?
Okay, well, hold on. What did you enjoy about it?
Well, I did like the main character. Hercules is a likable character in my sense. I like the songs. Plus, well, of course I agree with you that James Woods is a funny guy as the main villain.
Yes.
And I will agree with you, Megara's not a really enjoyable heroine type of character, or just the main female lead. I did enjoy some of the designs, but the settings and everything. All in all, it's a pretty nostalgic movie to me in a sense, but it's aged okay over the years.
You know, that brings up something, not necessarily in this one that you're talking about, but it is good to still reference, is that one of the reasons you can enjoy something, which I know I would know nothing about, is nostalgia. I'm not saying that's necessarily the reason you're giving, but that is something to keep in mind, is that there's lots of stuff that say I can really enjoy, but I know it's not good. I know it's crap, but I just always connect to it because I grew up with it. It helped me get through things or made me realize things, or it's just I connected to childhood and feeling good. So if there's ever something that you like for nostalgia, it's always totally okay. I think it is important to still establish whether or not it is nostalgia or not. And again, I'm not saying that's necessarily right.
We still like Herbie.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Pinkie Pies.
All right, here, guys, go ahead.
First of all, I liked it when I was a little younger. I liked some of the Adam Sandler movies growing up, but now I see it more as like more of a satire of all the Christmas holiday movies we've seen over the years. Like it's just making fun of it in my sense. The songs are like, of course, making fun of the holiday songs. I enjoyed the story a bit. The kid, Adam Sandler voicing all three characters, especially Whitey and his sister, which I thought were okay. And just Adam Sandler's main character, I thought he was okay. All in all, I think the movie's just okay.
Okay. I had a feeling you'd say that.
You can like whatever you want, dude, but you do realize that everything you just said will put you on a terrorist watch list.
This week, I'm looking out for that.
I just had this discussion on Facebook because I voted that my second least favorite nostalgia critic film we had to watch of all
I see
time,
why.
behind Garbage Pail Kids. So
Okay, thank goodness.
yeah, but I did have this conversation. Like, I'm gonna try to understand if somebody likes it, how, but it's gonna be a long, difficult journey. So I'm still trying. I heard what you said. I'm not sure I comprehended it in my brain. That's on me, by the way, and not necessarily on you. But that's a rough one.
It's a little on him.
I will say, it's something you said there that I was trying to sort of, I want to say, work my way towards, was sort of the satire of Christmas movies, because I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe because the animation is so nice and they're doing such, raunchy stuff, maybe that's sort of the idea, but I could not see the connection necessarily with it. Where Elf is very obviously a satire Christmas movie with the snowman, stop motioning down and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, this is obviously
The
satirizing it.
Santa episodes of Futurama
are great. And that's dark and messed up. And I would watch those two over A Creek.
You're all going to die, except for you, Dr. Zoidberg. This is for you. A pogo stick.
But no, I mean, the same thing. Even on the website, I've seen some people commenting, say, you know, I'm saying I really like. Actually, Roger Ebert's co-host Richard Roeper actually liked that movie. So you know, and that's a very famous critic. So I mean, like I said, you're definitely not alone on that. Any movie that you think like, oh, I'm the only one, there's always people.
I think we're gonna have to downgrade Roper to just critic.
So let's see. Let's do Richard.
All right. So actually, this is actually a disagreeing with you. It's about M. Night Shyamalan and the later movies of M. Night Shyamalan. I didn't really hate or like The Last Airbender, but the one is Devil. I actually like The Devil.
Actually, a few people came out, which really shocked me. A few people came out on the comments saying like, I like this movie, and
Christie, it's based off Agatha Christie's 10 Little Indians. In fact, the entire twist of the story is actually the same. Is actually the same twist as Agatha Christie's 10 Little Indians.
Agatha Christie sucks.
She sucks.
I was gonna say I didn't see a based on credit.
In the way that Village of the Giants is based on an H.G. Wells movie.
You just lost a lot of credit from a few people.
So I mean, I'm just saying that it's the twist of the story was the same as like Agatha Christie's.
Okay, that's actually interesting. See, like there you go. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was actually like sort of loosely based on the story. Now it actually really makes me want to go read that story. Yeah. So that's very interesting.
It's okay. It's my favorite book, actually. So I'd say, yeah.
Cool. And the 10 Little Indians, is that what it's called?
Or it's also called.
And then there were 9. Maybe it was better because there were 10 and not 5.
Okay.
So,
no, actually, it's not.
So did Agatha Christie come up with Jelly Side Down?
Jelly Side Down!
That's where I lose.
Come on, but still.
My favorite is when he throws it up in the air, he sees a light, just goes, oh.
Jelly Side Down could have been written by Shakespeare, and it still would have worked. That's all I'm saying.
It's worth a laugh.
No, I
emotion in any way, shape, or form.
There's definitely elements that we acknowledge, like we actually like we love the setup.
I like the first half of the movie until the crazy, like, I don't know, Hispanic Christian dude starts like going off on Jelly Side Down, and that's where I lose it. But I actually like the first half of that film a lot.
It's a little awkward. I mean, there's definitely stuff we're making fun of, but it's such a good concept. So no, I definitely hear where you come from. A lot of people on the site said they really liked it too. So I'd say you're definitely not alone in it. Yes.
I have a handful of friends that enjoy this movie that I'm about to bring up, but then I feel like every stranger that I run into, I bring it up in conversation and they're like, oh, why do you like that movie? And that is Beetlejuice.
Who doesn't like Beetlejuice?
I don't dress like this. But like everyone that I met, other than like my friends, like I make random strangers.
I swear, honey, she meant nothing to me.
That was like the best part. And then when he knocks over the tree and the model goes, "Nice fucking model, hog hog."
Okay, hold on. I got a funny story. I'm telling this because my mom is here. When I was a kid, I saw when I was a little kid, I was still learning my swear words, and I didn't know what that one meant. And this is back in the day. I think it might still be a rule. It makes no sense, but you can still get a PG rating if you use the word "fuck" once.
Oh!
Yeah.
Only movie I know that has that.
No, there's a few. Spaceballs has it too.
Spaceballs is PG-13, I think.
Okay, whatever. They still say it, and it's not
hard.
But anyway, so I see that scene, having no idea what this scene means. He also grabs his crotch in that scene. So I just said, I literally paused it while visiting Grandma, and just walked around and just said, "Hey, Mom, nice fucking model." Just imagine a 6-year-old saying this. The best thing though is my mom just like looks at us, and where did you hear that? And I'm like looking left and right. You, Bambi.
Whoa!
Bambi juice. With that said, because when you say, I'm like, well, I like that movie. That movie seems to have sort of a reputation among a lot of audiences as being that really weird, crazy movie you're kind of allowed to like because it's so strange with people that don't usually get into weirder stuff. I think Burton is one of like the few whatever top 10 big money making directors that can just do stuff so consistently strange. And I think he has sort of found just that in between that can sort of get to more of the artistic, geeky,
He needs
weird
to stop
crowd.
adapting things. So.
Yes, I agree.
No more adaptations, Tim. Just do your own stuff.
I think what you need to do is if you find someone who doesn't like Beetlejuice, punch them in the face. Eventually, they will learn to like Beetlejuice, or they'll just stay away from you. Either way, you win.
Or they get conditioned enough that they just don't want to be punching you when they're like, okay, I like it, okay.
Exactly. Not that I'm condoning violence. I am. But anyway,
yeah, so I mean, a lot of people, I can see how people wouldn't like them because it is strange.
Classic Burton is kind of hard to swallow for people who didn't grow up with it, I think. So I think
yeah, there's a lot of truth. Well, it was a hit. It was a hit when it came out. Still, I mean general audiences did like it, but
Tell us the basis of American Horror Story.
I mean, but let me tell you this. I mean, if you just came across a normal everyday person, never saw this movie, never heard of it and stuff, and you heard someone didn't like this movie, would you be that shocked?
I mean,
no, I think what you'd hear is, oh my God, Alec Baldwin.
So I mean, I love the movie, but when somebody says they don't like it, I mean, can you really not see where they're coming from?
I mean, I guess, like I said, they didn't grow up with it like most of us did. It must be a little strange, but I really cannot perceive it that way because I grew up watching the movies.
Yeah, and there's some people that just cannot give to that strangeness. They just find it weird and they don't see the sense of it, the point of it. I mean, we do, but there's a lot of people that's just like, well, why? What's the point of it? And you can't say there is a point. There's just something really fun and hilarious about it. So
I can't say I like every Burton movie, but I mean, it's definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I mean, there are some. I mean, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. I think the one that I didn't like as much as the rest of them was Coraline. Like that was.
Oh, that's not Burton.
That's not Burton.
I don't love that one. Really?
That's
not amazing. You're wrong. No, that's
not every stop motion movie is Tim Burton.
Yeah.
They don't like
No, Henry Selick directed The Nightmare Before Christmas. Actually, Tim Burton didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas either. It's his story and his characters.
His story.
Henry Selick directed.
Well, no, and the Coraline books by Neil
Gaiman. Yeah. So
I grew
there you go. Let's go with Santa Banana.
Santa Banana?
The Son of the Mask.
Really? What did you like about it? Just don't look directly into her eyes. That's like the first time I've heard that. I am so curious.
So did I.
Well, I actually like the whole premise about. I like the animation about it, like the really creepy parts you said. But I actually liked how it was so terrifying and stuff. I found that funny.
So you like that this sort of like Beetlejuice, how this is supposed to be like a family film that's really creepy and weird and what the hell, this is not what I expected, but I like because I didn't expect it.
Wait, she's right.
Well,
I get it
I
now.
liked it because I liked it. I liked it even though I didn't expect it. I was like,
If it's looked at as a horror movie, this actually may be a great film.
No.
You shall not pay!
Still no.
No, I can understand that. There's that. I'm trying to think. What are some movies like we've seen that's like they're not good, but it's like we just kind of enjoy them because they're so creepy, weird, or
Ace
something.
Ventura.
Creepy, weird. Okay, I guess.
Creepy.
Return to Oz.
He's weird.
Maybe the second movie.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, Batman Returns is a good one for that. Like that movie is so insanely dark, but it's sort of like you can't help but like it. It's just sort of it's so mean-spirited. How can you not enjoy it? So no, I definitely hear where you're coming from there. Let's do got the long hair and the beard there.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Mom.
What was that?
I'll say sex now.
Okay. When I could not stand Dark Knight Rises when I saw it in the theater.
Oh, hell yeah, right here.
Yeah. Applaud! Applaud for him! Applaud!
This is coming from the guy who said, it's okay. That's what you said. It is okay, but it's but the people. But,
I
okay.
applaud you for hating something I found okay.
No, because since then I know a number of people who's like, "Here's my greatest comic book movie ever," and I'm like, no.
It's okay.
I think it's disappointingly okay.
Yes.
Honestly, I mean, it's got.
That's it.
I love Batman, I really do. And when I saw Dark Knight Rises, they've got some good stuff, but yeah, I just can't. There's no way to save it. There's just so many loopholes. There's so many plot holes.
Bane's voice.
So many.
I really feel like he made Bane's voice so ridiculously loud, just as a big middle finger to everyone who said he couldn't be understood in the previews. Oh, you can't understand? Fine, I'll turn it up to 11.
What do you hate? I just, when I was watching it in the theater, the climax of with the battle scenes and the people fighting, it went on too long. I was bored.
Are you sure you're not confused with Transformers 3?
Oh yeah.
Or Man of Steel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Man of Steel's like one of my guilty pleasures.
Oh yeah.
Just never ends.
Draw my applause. but no, actually, the funny thing is that that was one of the few movies I was watching where I was actually like waiting for it to end, because I just thought it was going on so long, the climax was forever, and I just could not get invested in it. I just was not behind any of these characters' causes. And I tried to understand what people really like about it. What I can figure is that, because there are good elements. I like Catwoman, I like Bane, you know, I think they're both cool. I think as some people do get into the twist, I think they want to see something so huge. It is like the actual, you know, like size of it, like you see the crowds of people fighting. I mean, it is impressively large. But I guess, yeah, I just couldn't get into the motivations. I think it's a believe the lie thing. I think everybody was so hyped because of Dark Knight, they just didn't want to admit it, and they're just like, no, greatest comic book, I swear, please, it's the greatest comic book movie ever. Nah, the time has gone by. I mean, I will say this: people don't talk about like they talk about Dark Knight. Definitely. I think that one definitely had like the majority, you know, on their side. So yeah, but I mean, people are very split about that. Kind of like they're split on Man of Steel as well, and it's just gonna be part of it, I think.
You know, you're in trouble when because when I bring up plot holes in The Dark Knight, people are just like, yeah, it was motherfucking Batman, you know.
Give me the
You
can have it back at the end of the panel.
No,
I noticed something that with Dark Knight Rises, and I'm seeing this already with Man of Steel, when you bring up the problems with the film, there's sort of this sad
I'm just trying to get my turn.
Yeah, I guess. And that's how you know you're in trouble.
Let's see. Oh, for God's sake, you.
Me?
Yes!
Okay, you had your chance. Next.
Okay, taking the pony away from him, you remove his power.
Okay,
source of my power.
Well, I'm really sorry. I'm just very enthusiastic to be here, and I wanted my turn.
It's okay.
If you could record my thing.
Oh my God.
And make sure you get his best
I'm sorry. I just really need to say this.
I love you too.
You know something I like, but a lot of people have given up on? Garbage Pail Kids.
No.
I'm just kidding. You would bomb my house if that was actually true.
When you say a lot of people, you mean everyone, right?
All right. Well, what's the real one then?
Well, I have to decide between Hotel Transylvania and The Simpsons past season 10.
Okay.
Go to Hotel Transylvania.
Well, I was gonna say like or dislike.
I like either one.
What's wrong with Hotel Transylvania? As far as I know.
Yeah, that's pretty split, right? I thought it was way better than it had any right to be, considering the production problems. It's not a great movie, but I was like, all right, that was okay.
The best Sandler movie I've seen, like, out of yet, honestly. Yeah. I mean, for years.
Directed by Kenny Tartakovsky, I'm sure you do.
From Dexter's
From Dexter's Laboratory at the good seasons
no,
of
I
Clone Wars.
didn't know that. Oh my, that makes so much sense now. No, because one of the things I love about that movie is the animation, just how constantly moving it is, and just it's for lack of a better term, so animated. It's just so energized.
The animation that saved it, and honestly, and I never thought I would say this about Sandler doing a quote-unquote silly voice, but he disappeared in that role.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even realized it was Sandler if I didn't see the credits.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very good film.
As for Simpsons post season 10, they still had some good episodes here and there, some okay episodes, but even I stopped watching 2 years ago, and I've been as diehard a Simpsons fan as you were going to find, but even I have finally given up on them. There's just nothing left there.
Took the route of Family Guy.
The movie was good.
Yeah. Oh, love it.
People were laughing their asses off in the theater, and it's probably the only film I've seen that could get away with the PG when it has full frontal male nudity.
No, PG-13.
Oh, would you stop with the PG-13 thing? You're like a parent.
To learn to know the difference.
I don't care if it's PG-13.
Obviously.
We're here for letters, not numbers.
I'm MPAA.
No.
Well,
soulless.
ladies. So, but okay. So Hotel Transylvania. A lot of people on your side for that. What do you like about Simpsons after season 10?
Well, the thing about The Simpsons past season 10, I know it's not as funny anymore, but you know, I kind of grew up with The Simpsons. It's one of those TV shows that a lot of people really, really like. They like the characters, they like the animation, and the humor, even if it wasn't as present anymore, it's still there. And later episodes, you know, I'm probably just watching it out of obligation because I've been watching The Simpsons for so long, it's been a part of my life practically. I can't really imagine my life without Homer or Marge or
So your reason for liking it is guilt.
Basically, that's why you go to Thanksgiving with your family. Well, I'm obligated.
It's become an abusive relationship that you can't get out of. Yeah, it was always there, so I guess I'll keep
Okay, do me a favor. Stand there. Put your hands on your hip and now stare up at the sky like Superman. Now get that. You'll thank me later. There you go. Beautiful shot. No, something that I will say. Something I'll say about Simpsons. You know, you're talking about like the obligation to watch and stuff like that. I'll give you an example. I was watching Lost. I think like after season 4 or 5 or something like that, I was getting really sick and I didn't like where it was going. But it's like, I gotta know. You know, so it's like I kept watching. I'm like, no, I'm committed. I gotta know.
It'll all make sense at the end.
Yeah, it'll all add up at the end. But at the same time, it's sort of. Well, what'd you say?
I said, so did it make sense?
No, they don't answer a thing. Spoiler alert. There's no spoil because nothing is spoiled. Except your enjoyment of the show. Yeah. No, it's like one of the biggest letdown series finales ever. You know, it's really pisses you off.
Did you enjoy the music?
What, from Lost?
No, from the last couple of minutes of the episode. Did you enjoy that music?
Oh, yeah, no, the guy, Michael,
whatever.
Yeah, no, I love his music. He does, especially the emotional stuff he does so well. No, it's just like, I just want answers.
But you don't invest yourself in that many seasons of a show for 2 minutes of music. As great as it was.
So I know what you mean by that obligation, and it's just like, you'd almost feel like you'd be laying the show down, what all these people have done for you and stuff like that if I stop watching and showing support. So it's, I can understand that.
Yeah, because I really still like The Simpsons, even if it's not as funny or likable as it used to be. Because
I gotcha.
I still watch it, even if it doesn't make me laugh once. I just enjoy watching Homer and Marge and Bart. I just love those characters.
I got to the next one here, but
Senator's time is up.
Okay,
I got to the next one, but no, I definitely hear it, man. You had to give up your chair now.
You can sit on my lap. We'll talk about the first thing that pops up.
Throw you my chair.
I wasn't saying.
No, a movie
You
that I
grab
watch
another
on
one.
obligation now is Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Oh, you like?
I used to be a hardcore Rocky head, and then I just started going out of my chair.
Sure.
I'm on staff. This is my job.
Malcolm, take the damn chair and sit down.
I want to be rude. No,
this is my job.
Chicago has a really big like Rocky Horror Picture Show scene. And,
No.
Yeah. And I used to just go to hang out with friends, and I was just like, this is the best movie in the world. And like now that I'm older, I'm just like, I only go here to see the girls and their boobs.
Don't we all?
You've pretty much summed up my life's philosophy. I only go there to see the girl.
No, actually, that's.
I'm looking for a friend. I have 30 pounds of alcohol and 240.
You have a lot of friends here.
You.
Pick Pinkie Pie. Oh, well, no, I can't.
Pick
Pinkie Pie.
Hey, stop being mean to her.
Let's talk and we'll come back to that a little later. Let's see. Yes.
Who's going to take me to his room, but I can't find him.
Go for it.
Sorry. I got Surf Ninjas, and I know, right? And I got Zack and Mary Man. Those are my
You like them both?
I do. I enjoy them both. Surf Ninjas, what I like about it is that, to to me, it's like a movie that's a parody that doesn't quite realize it's a parody.
I kind of agree with you on that, honestly.
I enjoy that because I enjoy parodies and I enjoy Naked Gun, and to me, it's like the lost Naked Gun that will never happen.
Wait.
In which Frank Drebin becomes a warlord.
The best thing about Surf Ninjas.
After Nordberg finally went mad and was put in jail, I decided to take over the South American country of whatever the place was.
Out of everything he's ever done, does that really surprise you that much?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But another reason I like Zack and Mary Make a Porno is because what it really is, it's like a biography on Kevin Smith's first movie, but with sex.
Which was a porno?
Yes. Closer, yes, but like everything that happened in Zack and Mary was the same way that Clerks happened. The only difference is that now they're having sex instead of having conversations.
Yeah, that's the way to make the movie sell, I guess, but it didn't sell anyway.
Like Zack and Mary, I did laugh at it. It's not his best work, but I don't feel like it's like it should be in the bottom list of comedies. I think it's still an entertaining film. I wouldn't watch it all the time because there's only so many times you can watch something to shit on.
What kind of porno was this?
German.
Now, I do have an anecdote in that a friend of mine had a first date and he took her to see Zack and Mary make a porno. Suffice to say, there was not a second date.
With that title, what do you expect? This will get her in the mood. No, you know, I tried watching the Zack and Mary one. I couldn't get through it. You know, not because I despise it. I just was kind of bored by it and stuff. But and maybe I should give it a chance. Maybe I should watch it all the way through.
Surf Ninjas.
No, honestly, I can sort of see where you're coming at with that because it's almost like The Room, but you're kind of right. It kind of knows it's a parody. It kind of knows it's not.
Surf. Bend your knees. Move your arms.
I mean, anyone that has that, you have to know.
This is like The Room.
I think it kind of is, in that it's so bad it's funny, but does it? The question is, does it know it's bad?
You're tearing me apart, Surf Ninja.
Bend your knees.
Oh, hi, Leslie Nielsen.
How's your sex life?
No, honestly, I can see where you're coming at because we were watching that, just laughing at the absurdity of it. I remember.
Part I would mention on Surf Ninjas I love the idea of like the handheld controlling people. Like I'm a huge gamer. I've been my entire life. I've owned like a Sega, pretty much every Sega that ever existed, after the Dreamcast, of course. But that part always cracked me up, and I always liked that idea. And when I was a kid, I kind of got attached to it. And then when I got older, I was like, just the more obscene jokes that I'm not sure if they're supposed to be there, but they are. That's the stuff that keeps me going.
It keeps me going, man. It keeps me alive.
I like the idea of a monk whose name sounds like a popular song.
Yes. So I honestly can see it because it is just so absurd. And that's another thing to bring up too. Guilty pleasures is certainly something you know is bad, but you just can't help but enjoy it. You know, you have a certain soft spot for it for whatever reason.
Kane.
Yeah, that movie's crap. But no, actually, a good example, honestly, I know it's not a good movie, but I love it, is the Ninja Turtles movie. I love that movie.
It's amazing! What are you talking about?
The first one. I mean, the best one, really. We all liked it. No. But I acknowledge it's not actually good. You know,
you're right. It's
great.
Yeah.
No.
You're losing so much cred here.
No. But here's the thing: for what they had to bring to the screen, it's pretty unbelievable. Like I say, if you just say the title, it's like, wow, I can't believe they did this as well as they did. And it looked as good as it did. But you know, it's still Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. It's still a dumb kids cartoon that I adored growing up, and I still adore it. I love it, and I'll watch it till I die. But even I know it's stupid. I just love it, though. I adore it. And I love the sense of humor, and I love how goofy it is. I love the idea. But, yeah, I gotta acknowledge it's really silly. So something like that is going to be a guilty pleasure, because I say that movie has stronger elements than other guilty pleasures, but, yeah, so guilty pleasures totally make sense.
You want a top hat and a cane to go with all that tap dancing?
Wow.
It's true. I mean, it's really true. So, let's see. I don't think I heard from you.
Star Wars episodes 1 through 3.
There's always someone that says that.
Okay.
I actually like it for the action and the way how they're able to use the green screen to portray an environment that's similar to our own but much more advanced. story-wise, writing-wise, and the acting-wise, sucks.
It did admittedly have badass action sequences.
See, what I see is 4 through 6, that's for the story and getting people into the universe, and 1 through 3 is for the action. Because if you notice, in 1 through 3, there's way more action with lightsaber fights and everything.
Wait. In A New Hope, you didn't like.
The old you didn't like. You got somersaults.
Yeah.
You got backflips and all that
Well,
crazy shit.
I liked this. I like the prequels personally. I did. I know there's people that are like, oh, I don't speak of the prequels. I'm like, you know what? Episodes 4, 5, and 6 aren't any better. I like Star Wars. I do. But in all honesty, if they have their moments. Episodes 4, 5, and 6, they do have their moments. They have their. I want to face a power converters.
Episode 2 is awesome.
Okay.
So
The fundamental flaw of the prequels is that you have to have seen the original movies to get a lot of the jokes and references and things like "You're going to be the death of me, Anakin." They work best as part of the whole, not on their own.
Right. Yeah. But the one thing that will always bother me about 1 through 3 is how whiny Anakin is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what him to be. Because you see Darth Vader.
Interesting.
And you see Darth Vader, he's all smart and shit. But you look at
Really?
it's like,
yes, tell me what to do, Emperor. Sure, I'll do that. That's not smart. He just follows orders.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, the problem with episodes 1 through 3 is he's not like that at all because he's completely the opposite of what Vader is.
That's because all kids are annoying.
That's my cue to shut up.
Your daughter is here.
Love you, honey.
Okay, it's creepy when you say it to their daughter.
I expect the ultimate evil to be a whiny teen.
Really?
And a whiny little kid. I don't expect him to be someone who's actually doing good in school and following the rules.
Like Damien.
But you know what? We don't want to see that, so nah.
That's interesting.
Well, maybe he did. No, there's always someone at these panels that enjoys the prequels. I always come across that. And it's either the nostalgia factor. A lot of people say they saw it as kids, or they're just like, no, there's always something. And there is some truth to that. That the action is cool. The visuals are very nice, especially for that time period. It's like, even though people say the computers are used too much, and I kind of agree. It's like, good God, what computers could do back then. I mean, it's like never seen that much.
I feel like they influenced the fact of how the 4th Indiana Jones movie, Crystal Skull, was, because that was entirely green screened, I believe, right?
Yeah, the whole movie. Even Harrison Ford was not there.
They're the greatest non-playable video games ever made.
I feel that, the emphasis on it, I mean, they could have used some real-world environment, but the emphasis from the green screening in 1 through 3 just caused Crystal Skull to be utter crap, aside from writing.
Oh, jeez, I'm right here.
So, no,
Your vagina, you mean?
Heart.
That's a crappy heart.
No, I definitely hear you, man. I definitely know what you're talking about. So, yeah, let's do, yes, all the way in the back there.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah, you. Right.
Oh, that's
Baron Facet.
Compound.
Enter the fist.
I found as I grew up, not as many people, a lot of people start trashing it as I've grown up.
I like garlic chicken. What's your point?
You're talking about the martial arts comedy, right?
Oh, it's okay.
I think Steve Urkel was hilarious. Yes, it was absolutely.
Liked it. It got a lot of critical praise, and so audiences are going to see it. And, me too, I was really excited. I just went, I did not know what to think. You two should talk about it because it sounds like you like it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? To my surprise, the movie didn't do too well in the box office.
No, it didn't.
It actually, I remember it distinctly because I saw it on opening weekend. I'm thinking, okay, did it make number 1, number 2, number 3, number 9 on the first week?
Okay, that's
number 9. What's that?
Yeah.
I do not remember, but it was. But
see, that could have influenced.
It was
8 other movies.
The entire Harry Potter franchise.
I don't know, Booty Tang or something like that. But well, I mean, I didn't mind Kung Pao Enter the Fist. To me, the beginning was pretty funny. I thought it was funny when they dubbed everyone, including the dog and everything. But it wasn't too bad of a film, and I kind of wish they did kind of do a sequel in a sense to see where it went with it. But it had its moments. It's okay to me. I like the satire, I like the goofiness and everything about it, how campy it was, but to me, more or less, it was all right for me.
Yeah, I enjoyed Kung Pao as well, mainly because it touched on all of the tropes that go along with kung fu movies as we know them. But I feel like a stronger one came out a few years later, Kung Fu Hustle, if anybody knows
Oh, you know what?
that.
That's the one I was thinking of, actually. I got it mixed up. I actually never saw Kung Pao, and actually I have heard it's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, but I feel like Kung Fu Hustle is like a stronger one.
That's the one I thought really sucked.
Really?
What? It's terrible.
What? Okay, it was
This is the one with there's a scene with a little kid who like has like a six-pack or something, comes out and does that.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
It was once again another campy film. It's another campy film of goofiness and Looney Tunes slapstick
And I
humor,
love that
and it
stuff.
gets wackier and wackier and wackier each time. I mean, ping pong people and a frog and
I
everything.
really wanted to like that movie, but I was just like, no, I couldn't get into it.
I'm surprised nobody's mentioning A Fistful of Yen from Kentucky Fried Movie. That was the greatest one.
I've never seen it.
But Orlando, they're building an army of extraordinary mechanitude.
Total contemplation.
My favorite kung fu spoof movie was actually Balls of Fury. Because Lennon and Garrett said they're going to write a kung fu movie, but every time there's going to be a fight, they're going to have a ping pong match. And that's exactly what they did, and I love that movie. It's hilarious.
Comedy action.
Or as the Chinese say, ping pong.
I love that movie too. I don't know why somebody like all the critics hated it. And they're like, oh, it's so stupid. I'm like, I love this movie. I love this movie.
That's the point, Mr. Kung Fu Hustle.
It did.
I did not particularly care for it.
But no, I love Balls of Fury.
Simon Pegg in his hand.
Which one's Simon Pegg?
The guy in the silly scarf.
Oh, Simon Pegg. Oh, yeah.
The silly scarf belongs to the doctor.
The doctor, you say. I wonder which one.
It's complicated.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, I had something to say kind of on guilty pleasures and like everyone says, oh, okay, oh, it's a guilty pleasure. You know, it's a bad movie, but that you like it anyway. And you know, if a movie really works for you, is it necessarily a bad movie? It may not be loved by everybody, but maybe it's actually working on some level that people aren't, you know.
Well, what I mean by that, because that's sort of the point of the panel, is that there's really technically no such thing as a good movie and a bad movie. There's no mathematical equation means this equals good. But there is something that, you know, will capture certain patterns of people, you know, that say, hey, we constantly want to see this, or this is evolving, we like this. And I think it's the same thing with your personal taste, that you can watch something and you can say, oh, well, I know the story is not usually up to my standards, or I know it's kind of cheap, or these characters are not up to my standards, but man, I like the way it looks, or I like the environment, or the soundtrack, or stuff like that, that can make it a guilty pleasure. There's something you like so much that you can't actually say, this other stuff I usually don't like, I'll overlook because I like these elements.
Well, like one thing that I kind of, like with everybody kind of, you know, bashing on Spider-Man 3, which when I saw it many years ago, I was kind of like,
that's sort of my thought.
And of course, you know, after having seen that other more recent Spider-Man movie, which was technically very well done, but it just didn't get me at all. It was just flat.
It didn't capture
and then I looked back,
dancing.
and then I rewatched Spider-Man 3 just to see what was like, really, what is the deal with this? And the thing I found is it's a very messy movie that's like all over the place, but every scene knows what it wants to be. Every scene is very distinct, but it's just like it's.
No, I will say this. I'll say this about Sam Raimi. Something I both really admire and really pisses me off about him too is that he is a bit of a risk taker, and he will try these very extreme, strange ways of showing something, and that is something that really stood out about all the Spider-Man films. You know, everyone always says, like, you know, they hate Spider-Man 3, but it's like, I point out some of these, like the Sandman coming to life. That scene just alone, taken out of the movie, it's just like, wow, what a scene. And I think there's a couple scenes like that in the film, and I think it's because he does sort of go to these extremes, which does make me realize about the new Spider-Man. Now, I like the new Spider-Man a lot. I enjoyed it a great deal. But I will say this, that The one thing it does not have that the other films have is that it does not have the risk. The other 3 Spider-Man films took risk, and they obviously didn't all pay off, but they did take risk in how strange and over the top and goofy or subtle or whatever they wanted to do with it. Where the other one, well, actually, I think you said pretty good. It was sort of one note. Now, it's a note I liked. It was a serious note, and that's always sort of how I imagine like a serious Spider-Man movie. But you're right. The other ones do have such peaks and valleys in it that's more interesting.
The new Spider-Man movie totally took risks. It showed us a story and then didn't answer a damn thing, even though it looked like it was going to. That's
the first comic book movie to ever do that.
I'm not saying it's a good
I
risk.
like that movie.
You didn't like which one?
There's people that didn't like.
The new Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of people that didn't like. Now, why didn't you like it? Amazing, whatever it's called.
Well, I mean,
Spectacular?
there's just a lot of fundamental things that just didn't really work as far as the writing went for Andrew Garfield. He just didn't really feel like Spider-Man as we know him. I know it's a different Spider-Man, and
he didn't look like an actual Peter Parker.
No, that's completely true.
I thought he did.
He was a little too hipster, yeah. But my fundamental problem with the Raimi films, Spider-Man isn't funny. He never tells one damn joke. In the comics, he's funny, and in Amazing Spider-Man, he's telling jokes. He's funny. That's the Spider-Man I waited 3 movies for.
True. Yeah, I suppose in the Raimi movies, he did have a bit of a snarkiness to him. But
He's got sass.
Not really.
Yeah.
You're up, Gobby. Out of your mind.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just don't.
Hey, look, Aunt May, we saved the day. Whee! Oh.
I think the introduction of.
I wanted to fucking kill myself after Spider-Man 2.
That's also another issue.
Which one? I'm sorry?
In the Amazing Spider-Man, the introduction of him becoming Spider-Man is primarily because of how his father was offed. I just don't think that was a very well.
Well, in fairness, they added that like one picture of him reading about his father dying in a crash. Originally, the original idea that the director had was that Peter and his parents just disappeared. They never knew where he was or what happened to him.
I mean.
At the last minute, they made that was the last minute change to Amazing, I think.
I didn't mean father. I meant uncle.
Oh, well,
yeah,
that is kind of important.
It was weird the way they axed him off. Like, he goes searching for a man with a star tattoo.
Yeah, and I will say something else about the movie that, again, I'll give credit to the other Spider-Man movies for doing it. Well, particularly the first one. The first one, even though we're not David Coet fans in terms of his writing and dialogue and stuff, the story is really solid. Like, it's a very simple, easy to follow story, and it's a good origin story. You feel like it sort of comes full circle.
Takes
and
one of the greatest scenes in the comics and totally shits on it. But great story.
Well, that's kind of
Which one was it?
The bridge scene. Yeah.
Can you retell the origin story?
Yeah, no, well, and he brings up a good point, is that you have to retell this origin story for Spider-Man, and you have to, I understand the changes that they did with the Andrew Garfield one, because it's like, well, we just saw this with the other Peter Parker, how are you going to do this different? So I didn't mind the changes that much, because to me, that's a Spider-Man like I could get behind. It's like, okay, I want to be on this guy's side, not, Uncle Ben.
I will say that my parting thoughts on Spider-Man. Each film series, well, we're only halfway through the new one, but they got something right. The Raimi film got young Parker right. He was a geek. I believed he was a geek. I was like, this guy would get his ass kicked. He cries at the drop of a hat, The second film got what I always recognize as sort of 80s Parker, like the comics I read, where Parker is older, feels like he's in college. The problem is, he's not. He's supposed to be in high school, so the Raimi film never matured Parker. They got halfway through in Spider-Man 2 and then just threw it out the window in 3, whereas the new film never gets young Parker. They just start him off at a point where I think he's got this sort of self-confidence. I was like, well, where did you grow into that? You just started off like that, and I don't believe he'd get his ass kicked in high school. I was like, why aren't you just hanging out? You'd blend in with anybody. So they each have their issues.
Yeah. So let's do one more here before we finish it off. Let's see. Let's do Green Scarf there.
I know I'm probably going to get yelled at after this, but
Definitely.
I didn't mind The Godfather 3.
That's you know when I was younger I didn't like it.
I don't like The Godfather.
Yeah, he doesn't even like Godfather.
How do you not like The Godfather?
Okay, come on, we're on him. We're on him. Come on.
The reason why, everybody hates it, but the reason why I like it is because when you stand back and look at the big picture, you realize in that Michael has become his father. Like, when he started off, his idea wasn't like, oh, I'm going to become my father, I want to make this legit. Like, he was promising his wife in the first and second one, like, I'm not going to be doing this forever, so on and so forth. And when you get to the third movie, he's older now, and he realized that he has become his father. Even though he didn't want to be his father, even though he didn't want to be his father in any sense of the matter, he became his father, and
Well-
even his end was his father, where he was killed.
Yeah, but in fairness, his father was good at being the Godfather. He's not good at being the Godfather. He alienates everyone. He terrorizes everyone. People in the neighborhood looked up to his father. They loved him. He was beloved and respected.
You could argue that's the point, though.
Michael gets it wrong and becomes this source of fear and alienation and murders his own family. I mean, he doesn't. His father said he didn't want him getting into this life, and you can kind of see why at the end of the third movie.
Couldn't you? Now, I don't
could
like
see that at the end of the second.
I was gonna say I don't like the third movie either, but couldn't you make the argument that's the point of the third movie? That it is that he becomes like someone who alienates everybody, and that he does go too far with it.
That was my point.
Oh, you like Godfather 3?
No, I'm just saying that the point of the movie is shows that he was saying that he had become his father, but I was saying he's followed the same path as his father, but he's taken it in the wrong direction.
Okay.
I think for me it's just a case of an interesting story idea just executed poorly. Because, yeah, I'm like, it's an interesting concept, but when you get like the papal assassination and it just...
And the casting of Sofia Coppola, what the hell was that?
It just gets bizarre. So I'm just like, I see where you're coming from, though. There's a lot of movies I like where I see underneath where there was a good idea and it just got botched in the execution. So, I mean, there are parts of Man of Steel I actually like, but I'm just like, the execution sucked. So...
Here, let me ask you guys real fast. It turns out we can actually go a little longer, and they can extend the autographs a little longer, too, because there's nothing after this. Did you guys want to go a little longer? Or?
No? Okay, well, then we're going to wrap it up.
All right. Let's see here. Who did I pick you? I don't think I picked you. Okay, let's go.
Movie I like, everyone seems to trash on, is MacGruber.
Oh, is that the MacGyver?
It's not that they didn't trash it, nobody saw it.
And then the one I don't care for, everyone likes, is 16 Candles.
Is that the one where everyone forgets their birthday?
Yeah.
What did you like about that?
I don't like.
What don't you like
I like about it? I just think it's overhyped. It didn't grab me as much as like Breakfast Club and Weird Science did. I always forget that it was even made, to be honest. There's no dialogue in it that hooks me as much as the rest of the great 80s movies did. I can't really quote it except for that one, they fucking forgot my birthday. Other than that, there's nothing...
I'm sorry, keep going.
No, I'm repeating myself.
What I was interested in seeing in that movie was that, the first half starts out about her as it should be, and then the second half she kind of disappears. And it seems like John Hughes got so into his side characters, that it's just like, it's like the movie is about her being forgotten, and the director forgets about her in the movie, which I thought was really fascinating.
Art imitates life.
Yeah, exactly.
So the purpose of that for getting the character.
I don't think it was intentional, but I mean, if it is, it didn't come across for me. But I do like the movie, but I did see that as a big problem, how she just sort of vanishes. Because I was saying, like, this was about a girl turning 16, right? Well, where'd she go? And like later it comes back, at the end. I'm like, oh yeah. So I can see someone not necessarily, and I think you're right. It's not. I like it, but I don't think it's as strong as some of his other movies. And then what was the other one? MacGruber. Did anybody see MacGruber?
Wasn't that what the line got?
Okay. Well, I mean,
Mr. Magoo?
Oh, Mr. Nobody saw that
We have corroborating evidence now that MacGruber may in fact exist.
So I mean, I think Brian's so right. It's not that people hate it. I think it's more like just people didn't see it. So maybe there are people that didn't see it. So we'll see. Go find them. Your quest begins. Yes.
Well, first of all, the first 3 Indiana Jones movies are terrible, terrible movies.
For shame!
This should be interesting.
I gave you a cocky earlier. Get the hell out.
No, I want to know.
That's not even what I was going to talk about. Guys, now what's the movie? I'm guessing you're connecting that to another.
Nope, nothing to do with it.
Okay. Now what don't you like? I can actually kind of guess, I bet. But what don't you like about the movies?
They're just boring.
Really? Oh, that I want to get.
It's boring.
That's fascinating.
I was so surprised.
Okay.
We did have
Okay, who here? I don't know if anybody here watched Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
Did you guys see the episode where Amy explained why she didn't like Raiders of the Lost Ark? Have you seen it?
It's a pretty solid.
It's a pretty legit scene because for those who don't know, she actually points out that Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark didn't do
Need to be there. Yeah.
anything in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He did nothing. And in the end, the Nazis got themselves caught up. They're the ones who found everything. They're the ones who got themselves into all that junk. And Indiana Jones had nothing to do with it. My jaw dropped when I saw that. 'Cause I was like,
It's true, he's just standing there at the end with Marion after the Nazis opened the damn. Well, that was easy.
yeah.
You got titles. That was nice.
So
They didn't do
you're
that
in
goddamn.
1/3 of defense, but I mean, it's it is your opinion. It's everyone's opinion.
It's a terrible opinion.
I was just trying to say that Crystal Skull is better.
Well, the interesting thing is that.
Anyway.
Oh, wait, what was there?
That wasn't the movie I was actually going to talk about.
Also, you were connecting it to something else. Okay.
It's not connected. It's just another movie. That was supposed to be a brief comment.
That would be a brief comment.
Anyway,
You don't make
this
a
is
comment
movie
like that and
I
walk
like
away.
that everyone else despises.
Okay, what's that?
Yeah.
What's the movie?
Underdog.
Like or dislike?
I love that movie.
I've never. Oh, yeah, you got. Bob, you didn't see it.
It's got to be good. It's got Peter Dinklage in it.
Yeah.
Did you really?
I haven't seen it.
The dog that flies around the sweater?
Jason Lee?
Why did you see that? I was grown up.
We're talking to his mother now. So.
Chew your own mother out now? After you said.
Mom, you let me down!
She's my mother.
First garbage milk is now this.
No, she's not my mother. She saw Underdog.
She is good. Hey, that's my mother you're talking about.
It was the Christmas the Walker family would never forget. When Tug and Rob disowned their own mother in front of a crowd. I still like you, Mrs. W.
You're welcome.
Oh, wait, Underdog? No, that's terrible.
I saw it with a kid.
Okay. Apparently there are people that like this movie.
I've never seen it. It didn't look that engaging, but you never know.
Let it be clear, you can only see it if you are an older woman who is with a kid.
But no, I haven't seen. Well, what'd you like about it, though? I mean,
I liked Peter Dinklage. I liked a guy whose name I never remember, but I like him in everything. Who played Underdog.
Let's look Jason.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. I know his name, but I never remember.
Earl.
Yeah, Earl.
Yeah, I know, he's Earl.
you forget his name, even though he's from a show called My Name Is Earl.
But his name's not Earl.
Well, it is by ours, yeah.
Okay.
This bit is going nowhere. Move on.
Yes.
Okay, so you like the comedy, you like the actors and stuff like that. I haven't seen it, but
I just think Dinklage and Lee played off each other well, and the kid, he was funny.
okay, but it might be worth checking out. So, and you definitely got people who agree with you, including my mother.
I didn't say I like Sony.
It was the Christmas the Walkers would never forget when they almost disowned their mother.
Mom again.
I saw it.
Welcome back.
A Christmas miracle!
Okay, yeah, guy of the great middle of the review.
And I'm stepping in it with the reason why I like this. I'm a huge fan of the movie Gamer with Gerard Butler because it is so socially and politically accurate to this era. It's another movie that very few people have seen. But in 20 years, when everyone asks me, what was it like to live in this era, and you put that movie in, and everyone is just so awful and nasty, and technology has been used to do such horrible things, scripting-wise, directorially, it's not a good film. But
You work for Google, don't you?
I could, but it's just such an engrossing film because it's so true and it's so emotionally resonant, even though I cannot defend it on a cinematic basis.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, very few people
Gamer.
have seen it.
With Gerard Butler.
Yeah, I've heard of it. It always gets that response.
So it's a movie that you say technically it's not a good movie, but
Is the environment
ridiculous.
connected?
Yeah,
Wouldn't make
it
sense.
makes no sense. The plot is very poorly put together. Very few things are adequately explained. But it's so evocative in such a correct way. Everyone is so mean. Everyone is so brutal. They use technology to do awful things to each other.
So you like the idea behind it?
Yes, the
Okay.
conceptualization is very good, but the execution is awful. And
Okay.
I love it for that
I
reason.
can understand that. No, that makes sense.
Actually, that's kind of. Actually, that's kind of how I feel about After Earth. Horrible movie, great concept. That's all I have to say.
Let's do all the way in the back there.
Okay, now I know you're a big fan of the Tim Burton Batman movie and The Dark Knight, but my favorite is still the Adam West movie.
Some days there's just no place to throw a bomb.
I love that movie too. I think it's great. I think it's totally hilarious. Now you do watch it as a comedy, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, that's what I love about the Batman Adam West series, because when you're a kid, you're like, what's gonna happen? And then you grow up, it's like, oh, it's meant to be crap. Okay.
Why Burton's Batman and Nolan's Batman never used shark repellent is beyond me.
I love it when he uses bat air and he bat walks back.
In the third movie, when he goes down in the, how do you think he survived?
That's a good question.
Okay, no, a lot of people love that movie, so yeah, you're definitely not alone in it. I don't think I heard from you, the Black.
I kind of liked.
Just remember,
Super
we're all looking
Mario
at you.
Brothers.
What? Oh, you like Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
You know that actually, that's another one that pops up quite a bit actually.
I like
I saw it twice in theaters. In fairness, the second time was $1 movie, and we just wanted something to do.
Now, what did you enjoy about it?
I think it's just like how they. I kind of view it as like a satire of the entire just Mario Brothers franchise as of like when it came out, because it's like I'm just not explaining this way.
The concept
I just think
behind
it's
Super
funny
Mario
how
was
they.
silly.
No, I just think it how they took Mario and they just made something completely unrelated.
Sad thing is, I thought they were doing it right.
Yeah, I love that you've got a British man and a Latino playing two Italians.
Channing Tatum. I actually really enjoy that movie because just for Dennis Hopper. I used to have he's like Chris Rock, and I had no idea what he's doing. He's not acting.
Dennis Hopper as the Lizard King. Tell me that was not good casting.
Yeah.
That was funny.
No, it is so earth-shatteringly batshit crazy and stupid that I actually really love that movie. It's just insane. It has nothing to do with Mario. It's just off the wall.
And who played the Mushroom King?
Lance Henriksen, right?
Lance Henriksen, yeah.
That's right. It's 1 minute. Not even a minute. It's like
5 seconds.
And that's it.
And that was it.
Really weird.
Like a 5-second cameo?
Yeah, he's the king at the very end. It's very bizarre. No, that's one that actually pops up quite a bit. It's the Super Mario Bros. Movie, so you're definitely not alone on that. Yes.
And I know a lot of people aren't bandwagon against it. I do like a lot of the Nicolas Cage films, like Face Off.
I lost 2 hours of my life to The Rock, and I want him back.
National Treasure, great one.
Losers always whine about their past.
Hey, honey, you want to know who really killed Kennedy?
Don't give it away. If you want to know about our fascination and love with Nicolas Cage, wait next month.
Nicolas Cage month. Nicolas Cage month.
Yeah, no, we just adore the strangeness of that man. And
It should be an entire genre.
Oh yeah, face.
Is it genre?
No more drugs for that.
Bravo, Dr. Bravo.
I will say this: the toughest ones. College Humor did this great sketch about like how he just picks any movie that the script is thrown out. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's very funny. But
You know why though? Dude's broke.
Yeah, he has no money. Well, he used to own an island, right? Weren't you in Fiji? And,
No.
He has to pay royalties to Marvel Comics.
We're flipping through and we just landed on some channel and it's like people who like are buying islands. Like it's just rich millionaires and this guy like wanted to build his own resorts. He's like, yeah, I want to buy an island. So they're in like the Florida Keys or something. He's like, all right, well, we'll show you this island. This island was once owned by Nicolas Cage, and he put it up for sale back in like 2008 or something. And I'm like, holy crap! How much money did that guy have? Why is he buying islands? And I think I just answered why he's in all these crazy movies.
Because he bought an island.
Yeah, but no, when he had to do those movies where he's clearly like, I just need the check, you know, then it's those are really boring.
Not the beat.
I'm in the clear. I'm getting some of the back end of the Ghost Rider movies.
Just make your check out to G. Ryder.
But yeah, I mean, anything where he's just like, I'm gonna go nuts and crazy. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I've seen him in a movie where I'm like, wow, he was actually like good and believable in that movie. I don't know if I've ever seen him in a movie like that. Which one?
Leaving Las Vegas.
You know, I haven't seen that one. I know that's like the big famous one. Actually, Raising Arizona, yes, I did believe him in that. That's true. Yeah, but it's like, I love watching him. He's just so much fun. So I totally understand where you're coming from with that. Lisa, is anyone I have not heard from? Yes, Purple, check it there.
Okay. And this might be unpopular, but as the mother
That's why we're all here.
As the mother of several children, as the youngest of a family of 7, Home Alone.
Like or hate?
Hate it.
No way! Why?
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you. When the movie came out, it was not a critical hit. A lot of critics did not like it.
When it first came out, going.
It's a boring movie until the last 10 minutes.
I hate the McAllisters so much.
You hate the family.
They're so horrible to
No, you're right. You're
It is a dick family.
The youngest child in a family that big.
Wait, hold on. Let's see what she has to say.
The youngest child in a family that big. He was lucky that his mother didn't carry him like a baby onto the plane.
Yeah.
The baby of the family would not have been forgotten at home. The baby of the family would have had everything done for him. All those sisters would have been in charge of him.
He should have been a middle kid in the film.
Yeah, he should have been a middle kid.
check-
And plus, the McAllisters just suck.
If you ever go on YouTube, they have a thing, Honest Trailers.
Honest Trailers, watch it.
Hear honest trailers of Home Alone, and you'll go to sleep just fine. You will sleep right.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, guys say safe. I mean, a lot of us really love that film, and we really love it. But at the same time, we can. I totally know where you're coming from. I mean, completely.
Every year we watch it every year. We got the album and everything. The music was great.
That's actually what you nailed is actually the part I hate most about both those films. And the second film's even worse. That freaking Buzz kid like humiliates him in front of the school play, and it all gets dumped on Kevin when he makes the most insincere apology on the planet.
Exactly.
Who buys that?
Well, now you can say, yeah. What about the third one? Now, the interesting thing about that movie is that just movies in general is that when, like, for example, I can watch a film. Okay, we're gonna make this last one here. When I watch that film, someone can watch something and say like, they drive me nuts because they're just so mean and so harsh. And somebody can ask, well, aren't some families like that? It's like, well, yeah, but that's why I hate it. And I'm not saying it's necessarily your experience, but for example, like the show Everybody Loves Raymond, I totally acknowledge it's a good, brilliant show. I despise it. Yeah. I can't stand those people. I want to punch every one of them. I hate them so much.
That's my reaction to Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hate that family.
You hate to love them.
No, I just hate them.
Hold on.
No, I just hate them.
Hold on, before we kill everybody here. Before everybody, rips each other's heads off here, that there's definitely going to be shows where or movies that you have to acknowledge that, no, they got it right, that just annoys me. No. I'm not saying that's your thought. You don't like it because you think that it didn't properly represent a family that has so many people.
And not a family in that world, not a family in that.
Yeah, so I mean, I totally see where you're coming from, I mean, there's just gonna be some movies we watch you like. They always say there's some suspension of disbelief, and it's true, but at the same time, it's like some things are just not going to hit you. Like, you can't make that suspension. You can't make that jump. And, like, for that, you just can't make that jump. Totally understandable. And like I said, even though we love it, we can totally relate. Guys, if there's anything I wanted you to take from this, is that you can actually find out more about people by disagreeing and talking with them and learning what they liked, what they didn't like. And then, rather than forcing your opinion, share your opinion and ask for other people's opinions and see what you can find out, because there's a lot of cool people out there and there's a lot of cool movies out there.
Unless it's
like you.
Thank you.
World's fastest wrap up, Doug Walker. Thank you.
Yeah!
We got autographs next, by the way. Buy our shit.
Please. We got presents to buy.